Welcome to this week's episode of the Social Smarty Scoop, where I share with you all the very latest updates in the world of social media marketing. Now, I've trawled through all the social media news over the past week, and I've picked out just the bits you need to know as a self-made business owner. So let's dive into the week's news. Now, Facebook is currently testing the ability to watch a feed of Reels only from those who are following on the platform. Now, the Reels feed has a completely separate algorithm from your normal feed on Facebook, and typically when we scroll through the Reels feed, we will see content from creators that we don't already follow. Now, this would mean that we could switch that up and only see Reels from those we are already following. Now, up until now, Reels has been an amazing way for brands and businesses to generate awareness and getting new eyes on their business. Some of my clients have had amazing results with posting Reels on Facebook. So now if users decide to switch over to this following tab, it means that they won't see any of that new content. Now, my thoughts are that this won't be too much of an issue because number one, people typically don't bother to switch their feed preferences. Now, I've surveyed my audience over on Instagram to ask if they ever switch up to their feed to see just content from those they're following. And the bulk of those followers say no, they don't bother switching up their feed. So I suspect it will be much the same on Facebook if this does roll out. Now, the other thing I think is useful to know is that if you think about how many businesses and people that you're connected with and how many of those people are actually creating Reels, it's probably very few. And because Reels are so quick to consume, we need a big lot of content for us to really get stuck in to scrolling through that Reels feed. So I suspect that if you do switch to the following tab, it will be pretty boring. But I would love to know what you think. So come on over to Facebook or Instagram. You'll find me at socialsmarty.co and let me know your thoughts. Instagram is testing the ability to create 3-minute long Reels. Now, this is not a surprise as TikTok is rolling out longer Reels as well, although they're going up to 30 minutes, which is just wild. But the current limit for Instagram Reels is 90 seconds. Of course, unless you post as a video, as a post instead of as a reel. But regardless, it'll be interesting to see if we start to see some longer Reels content in our Reels feed. Now, also in Reels news, Instagram is testing the ability to link to a highlight from your reel. So you imagine someone sees your reel, they like what they see. Instead of sending them to the link in your bio or another piece of content, we can send them directly to a highlight. Now remember, a highlight is a collection of stories. It sits up at the top of your profile. So you can really curate a whole lot of content together, link it from a reel, so get that first set of eyeballs on your business, link through and take someone on the journey a little bit deeper into your business. So I think this is quite a cool feature, but it will be interesting to see if people actually do click on it. I think there would have to be some pretty high intent there. Now, LinkedIn is working on adding games to the platform. Yes, this sounds crazy, but think of games like Wordle, so short, addictive games, adding them to the platform. I think this will be really interesting. I mean, LinkedIn seems to be trying everything at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see if this one sticks. Now, Instagram has rolled out the ability to add promo codes to your advertisements. So imagine running an ad on Instagram. People can see your product and they can also see that there is a promo code available. So they click through and that promo code is automatically applied to their order. So this is a great way to get people over the line, particularly new purchases. You might have a welcome promo code to get that first sale. So it'll be interesting to see if these roll out and how many businesses are using these new type of ads. Instagram is also working on the ability to set a reminder for chats. Now, I'm not 100% sure how this will roll out, but I suspect that you will be able to set a reminder, like a calendar reminder, inside the chat. So if, like me, you read messages and forget to respond, this would be really helpful to have that additional prompt. Now, Trending Topics on Threads has rolled out to all US users. So in the same way that Twitter or X had the ability to show you what was trending, meaning what lots of people were talking about, we can now see that information on Threads, but only if you're in the US. So I can't wait for this to come to me in New Zealand. Instagram now shows you how many people followed you from a post or a reel. This is a really great metric to see how many of your content consumers, the people looking at your content, actually turn into followers, and also what type of content really helps you boost your following. I think this is a really great addition to their analytics. YouTube creators are now required to label realistic-looking videos made using AI. Now, this is a very welcome addition to the YouTube platform. It will be great to see when content is actually created using AI, because sometimes it can blur the lines between real content and artificially created content. But I'm not quite sure how YouTube will police this. So I'm not sure if creators can still get around this just by choosing not to label their videos. So it will be interesting to see if YouTube's out in force actually policing this and taking down content that hasn't been declared as AI generated. And now last up, I thought I'd give you an update on where the possible TikTok ban in the US is at. Now, the decision is actually heading towards a vote, but things are moving really slowly. And even some members of the US Senate who are going to be voting are advocating for a public hearing before any decision is made. And some senators are even suggesting that previously confidential or top secret government information about China's potential impact should be made available to the public. So we may be seeing some things coming out that the public hasn't had access before. But in the meantime, international attention is growing, and other countries are actually considering their stance on TikTok and whether they should be banning the platform as well. So there you have it. There's your social media marketing news for the week ending 24th of March 2024. If you want to continue the conversation, come and find me on social media. I'm at socialsmarty.co. And if you'd like to find out how to work with me, head to socialsmarty.co. I would love to hear from you. Until next week, stay social.